Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. From a Harley-Davidson to the unfortunate loss of a teenage rock band, here are 15 strangest things that were discovered after tsunamis. 15. A Harley-Davidson. Ikuo Yokoyama had not only lost his home, but also his 3 family members in the devastating 2011 tsunami. It wouldn't be surprising that he did not pay much thought to the fact that he had also lost his motorcycle and everything that was in the van being used as a storage shed. The interesting thing was that the motorcycle got washed up on a shore in British Columbia a year later. Peter Mark saw the storage unit when he was exploring a remote beach on Graham Island. Although the bike was a little rusty, as soon as the story went viral, a Harley-Davidson representative in Japan found Yokoyama and offered him to bring his belongings back, and even got the bike repaired to its full glory. 14. Hundreds of rubber ducks. These little rubber ducks were actually the victim of an accident in a shipping container that happened in 1992. Ever since then, these little ducks have been appearing on various beaches around the world for past decades. These friendly floaties have been found on the beaches in the Pacific Northwest, Hawaii, Alaska, South America, Australia, and even the Arctic ice. They are now serving as unintentional educators for the scientists about the ocean currents. 13. A stranded boy. When Hurricane Irma hit Hilton Head in September 2017, it caused extensive devastation and severe damage. Between South Forest and Coligny beaches, it also pushed a 13,000-pound U.S. Coast Guard buoy onto the sand. The big red buoy, known as Buoy 8, was dumped on the shore between South Forest and Coligny beaches during Storm Irma. The buoy had been dragged 8 nautical miles to the shore from its original location by high waves. Found by shocked beach visitors, the buoy line was left lying on the side and presented an interesting sight to the beachgoers. 12. Garfield phones. Garfield the cat is a popular cartoon icon. During the 1980s, the production company manufactured Garfield phones that were very popular. Mysteriously, they started to appear on the beaches in France. This continued to happen for several decades long after their popularity had passed. The actual reason for this was told by a man named Morvan in 2019. He told that he and his brothers had found a container in a seaside cave in the 80s. It contained many things along with these phones. 11. Whale excreta worth $180,000. Ken Willman's dog had smelled and tracked something unusual on a beach in Lancashire, but the woman had no interest in it. But the dog had actually stumbled upon a 6-pound pile of ambergris, also called whale vomit. It was worth up to $180,000. This substance is produced in the intestines of sperm whales in order to protect them from sharp squid beaks. 10. A huge dock. Another notable discovery, and potentially an indicator of how powerful the Japanese tsunami's waves were, was the discovery of a concrete dock, one of 4 thought to be floating somewhere else in the Pacific Ocean. When the tsunami hit in 2011, the dock, which was originally located in Misawa in northern Japan, broke free from its anchors and washed out to sea. The 66-foot-long, 19-foot-wide, and 7-foot-tall drifting pier were washed onto a beach north of Newport, Oregon in June 2012. Japanese officials were able to determine where the dock came from thanks to information on a plate connected to it. 9. A rock band. Presenting a good reminder of the tremendous tsunami in the Indonesia Strait just a few days before Christmas 2018. This camera footage depicts the moment when a wall of water struck spectators enjoying a private beach performance. The video shows how rapidly a happy moment can turn into a nightmare as the soaring waves throw members of the rock band 17, most of their equipment, and the assembled crowd into the surging waves of the ocean. 4 members of this Jakarta-based rock band were killed that night, with only their lead vocalists surviving the disaster. They were only 2 songs into their set when disaster struck. 8. Fishing boat. The tsunami that slammed Japan's northeastern shore in March 2011 carried 20 million tons of the stuff out to sea. This crewless fishing boat was one piece of debris that was very noticeable and a little too huge to recover. This ghost ship was discovered as a small white blot off the coast of British Columbia, Canada, quietly floating in a maritime transport corridor around 900 kilometers from its home port. The boat was inspected by a rescue team. It was determined to be structurally sound and posed no imminent threat. 7. Civil War-era cannonballs. Hurricane Matthew wreaked havoc on Haiti and sparked a humanitarian crisis. Hurricane Matthew was also responsible for uncovering an unexpected find while trailing death and damage. A local citizen noticed what seemed to be cannonballs on the sand while walking along a part of a South Carolina beach. The cannonballs were carried to a neighboring Navy installation and destroyed after local authorities were notified. Since the bombs contained unstable gunpowder, all hopes of exposing them had to be dashed. 6. Vast quantities of drugs. When a 66-pound package of cocaine worth $3.5 million was discovered on a small beach in Texas in May 2015, cops didn't even break a sweat. However, there was something peculiar about this box, as it was the sixth found on the same beach that week. Increased surveillance along the strait may have prompted traffickers to abandon their illegal but valuable products. 5. Oarfish. They are usually a rare find, but swimmers discovered one off the coast of Spain in Valericos. It was difficult to identify due to its advanced state of decomposition, but it was said to be an oarfish that had been dragged on board by a fishing vessel. A lot of these fish had been making their way into fishermen's net, which was surprising, as they usually live in the deep depths of the sea. Their increasing flux to the surface was linked to natural disasters, such as an earthquake or tsunami rocking the ocean. 4. Ice balls. In the dead of winter, there's nothing like a snowball fight. That is, unless you were on a Finnish beach in 2019, when a storm produced an unusual and strange natural phenomenon. We won't call them the best weapon for a snowball fight, and they weren't for the faint of heart. It would be like being struck by a cricket ball. The ice balls were discovered by amateur photographer Risto Mattila while out for a walk. 3. Nike shoes. Following a hurricane in May 1990, a significant number of Nike sneakers ended up drifting in the frigid waters of the Pacific Ocean in 1992. When the cargo vessel P&O Ned Lloyd Auckland, bound for South Korea, was hit by the hurricane midway through its route, it is estimated that 80,000 pairs of the popular sports shoe were swept out to sea. The hurricane had caused intense rocking and strong gusts that tossed a dozen 40-foot-long containers overboard. 2 of them were stocked with Nike shoes and bound for the United States. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by one of our subscribers. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image that you come across, just send it to us. Who knows, we might even feature it in one of our videos. The subscriber's pick. The image displays an odd creature. Let's tell you the real name. It is a sunfish. In 2019, a couple who was taking a stroll by the beach in South Australia found something unusual. It was when they reached Murray River, they saw something insane. There was a huge object near the mouth of the river. It was actually a weird-looking fish. Initially, they thought that this weird fish was fake. But this creature was actually real but dead. One can't blame them because the fish was actually a sunfish and they are very odd-looking. They have a weird appearance. The fins are very close to the tail. They have astonished eyes and also have a beak. The fish that the couple found was actually enormous. 1. Love letters from World War II. It was when Hurricane Sandy hit the East Coast in 2012 that a woman named Kathleen Mullen discovered something incredible on the Jersey Shore. What she found was a package of 57 letters bounded with a pink ribbon. The ocean had washed it on the shore. Kathleen took it home and dried the letters by the fire because the power was still gone due to the storm. It is unclear how the letters ended up on the shore, but Kathleen was determined to get them to the couple. After conducting online research, she connected with their niece Shelley. It was revealed that Dorothy and Lynn had married after the war and they had 2 children. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming videos. Thank you once again.